We have a stack of public comments. We are adding to our public comments. Okay, I'm going to begin with Hussam Halouche, followed by, oh my gosh, Hassan Basir, followed by Jeff Nelson.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, Council members, citizens of Corona. It's a pleasure being here. I have to say, we're a little bit surprised that we feel, my name is Hussam Halouche. I'm a citizen and resident of Corona for 14 years with my wife and 5 kids. And I have to say, we're a little bit surprised that the mosque and the community is under scrutiny and they're being singled out. We feel this way, but we're not upset. Actually, I do agree with what Jean said correctly, that transparency and dialogue is the best way to remove fear, rumors, misperceptions, and I do appreciate it. Maybe it's a great opportunity to visit City Hall and see the beautiful building. So we will use, I think, this opportunity to respond to some of the, I checked the website on Facebook and I did see some legitimate concerns that we've been dealing with actually, and we've been spending many, many months to deal with this growth that happened, but also there were a lot of misperceptions and inaccurate comments made that I think hopefully other members of the community at the Corona Mosque would be able to clarify. I want to say, first of all, in order to reduce the demands on parking for the mosque during the prayers on Friday or the holiday, the 2 holidays, we've been instructing members of the community to carpool. So that has been a new thing, and hopefully it will continue to ease the pressure on demands for parking. Also, we've been asking people because of dealing with the issue of jaywalking, we've asked people obviously to cross at a designated area near the entrance of the mosque, and there is actually an unarmed security guard helping guide people, and also to cross at the designated area on Magnolia and Twin Leaf Street, where it's actually the correct way to cross. Again, I don't want anyone to think that they are more concerned about the safety or the comfort of the city of Corona and its residents more than us. We equally are concerned, if not more, considering that people crossing the street are our children also. So believe us, we are as concerned, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that it's safe, and we'll be willing to take any ideas to make it safer for everybody and more comfortable for everyone. Hopefully, thank you, Joanne, hopefully the crosswalk would help everyone cross safely. Also, we've been asking people not to park, also out of respect for our neighbors there, we've asked people not to park on Twin Leaf Street or the west side of Garrettson where it crosses Santana Way. Another step we've taken, we are initiating in a couple of weeks actually, starting October, to ease the pressure of the parking, is to actually have 2 Friday services. So starting October 10th, we'll be having 2 services rather than 1. Although in all fairness, I have to clarify, the parking is empty throughout the year. It is only on Friday between 1 and 2 that we end up having the overflow using the parking. And believe me, I don't see anyone at the park. And if there's anyone there, there's something wrong with them. It's too hot to be there between 1 and 2. I don't see where the problem could be, but anyway, we're willing to fix that problem. The other step we're taking, I will be very brief also, is as it was said, the crosswalk is something we're seriously looking into, and we're hoping to get the approval from the traffic department and the city building department to address the jaywalking. Last point I want to make is we're looking actually at the existing parking lot that we have, and we're hoping that we're talking to people who design these parking lots, and we're looking at redesigning maybe in a way that will add few extra parking spots within the existing parking lot at the mosque. I mean, I want to conclude by saying we are part of the city. We love being in the city. I mean, I was sitting here and I heard Chelsea, I don't know if she's still here, she left. Chelsea, Christy, Solomon. My parents are originally from Syria, and they're struggling with the terrorist ISIS, for example. So when I sit, I've never met Chelsea before, and I hear her say she's going out of her way to collect donations, supplies to send to people who are suffering in Iraq and Syria. This is exactly why I came to Corona. This is why I love Corona. and we are concerned about Corona. We want to work with everyone in Corona to make this city as beautiful, as welcoming to everyone. But please don't make anyone feel unwelcome. Let's do it in a way that it's open, that is welcoming, that is put us as partners in the city. And we're willing to work with everyone because that's what makes Corona beautiful. And I wouldn't trade that city or trade my living in the city with any other city. Thank you all for listening to me.
Thank you very much. The mayor had to step out for just a second. Hassan Basir, followed by Jeff Nelson. If you could give your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Hassan Basir. I live at 3368 Amy Drive. That is in Sierra del Oro in Corona. And I have lived there since 91. And with that introduction of myself, I just want to say, Karen's not here. And Vice Mayor Eugene, council members, Dick Haley, Jason Scott, and of course, Brad Robbins, our city manager. Thank you for having us here today. I just wanted to talk from the perspective of the construction of the mosque because I am the immediate past president of the Islamic Society of Corona Norco, and I've been the president for about 7 years and served on the board for almost 14 years, part of the mosque since early 90s, 92, 93. So again, this feels like a deja vu. I've been here before addressing some of these issues, and I'm back here trying to address some of the same issues. And some of the issues that come up about the traffic come up always. To some of us in the Islamic community, they appear like we are being singled out when the dialogue and the conversation is all about the Islamic society, and like Karen mentioned, not about any other organization. To me, that seems unfair. But this is something that we do address. We recognize the fact, and that like everybody has said and mentioned before, our occupancy peak is only on Friday, which happens to be our Sabbath. And at that time, there's nobody in the park. Park is basically empty. If anybody is there, like Hussam said, either they're crazy or there's some people there either for ulterior things that are happening. Same thing that happened at our center at one time. People used to deal drugs, come in the middle time, late night, and we had to take care of that. But with our presence there, it also actually helps the park. When we signed the agreement with the city regarding the mutual parking agreement, our intent was also to provide the city all the parking spaces that needed for the city, and we do that on a regular basis. We have no stops when people come in to park. I have myself guided people on busy game days to allow them to park. And I was there and they were there, but the only thing we tell people, please do not bring drugs or liquor on the campus because we do not allow that. That includes beer. But talking about the constructions, we applied for the permit for the CUP with a master plan. Our master plan, like Joanna said, included the phases of the construction. We finished the first phase as the community, which is a multipurpose hall, and with the new mosque, which is not going to be much bigger or any bigger than what we have
You
now.
have 10 seconds left.
Okay. We're going to have the same number of people moving from the multipurpose hall to the mosque. But like any other facility, we do have parking issues. And of course, people move to Corona for several reasons. A lot of Muslim members moved to Corona in the recent past, and that is why we've had the increase in the number of attendees, because there's also no other mosque within the area. But with the several mosques coming up in the neighboring cities, some of the load is lightening up. So with that, I'd like to address that we are addressing issues to mitigate the situation that's happening. But we want everybody in the community to understand, like everybody else, we are the citizens of Corona, and we respect and we love the city, and we want to make sure that we will do everything possible to keep our neighbors happy, and we want our neighbors to come visit us so they can learn about us and we can learn about each other. Inshallah.
you.
Thank you.
We have Mr. Jeff Nelson, Dr. Hajara Sultana, and if I know that some of you, excuse me, Jeff, some of you said that you didn't want to speak, so if you want to pass, go ahead. If I call your name, you can pass on these. Not everybody has to speak. Tar Said, and then Virginia. Thank
Okay.
you.
My name is Jeff Nelson, and I live at 1631 Fairmont in Corona, born and raised. And I am here representing Dr. Lawrence and Regina Nelson. They live adjacent to the mosque, so unfortunately, I am singling out the mosque today. But I have been there, I've had good conversation, so it's nothing personal. As we understand it, when the Planning Commission turned this down originally, it's because they thought the footprint for the mosque was too small. But the mosque still chose to go there. Since then, we've been experiencing what I would call growing pains.
Jeff, can you look up here?
Yeah. So with these growing pains, I'd say now it feels like we're trying to fit a size 10 foot into a size 6 shoe. And now you're putting the onus of the growing pains are now on the residents that live in that area. And traffic is an issue. Parking is an issue. That's the only complaint that my folks have about it. But my folks haven't got their mail since 2009 because, well, they haven't got their mail on Friday since 2009 because the Postal Service won't deliver when there's cars parked in front of the spot of where the mailbox is. So there's certainly issues there. So there's safety issues, but mostly it's just the fact that it's just constant congestion on Fridays. And I'd say as long as the folks are willing to do something to alleviate that, my parents have no problem with it. And that's it.
Thank you. Dr. Hajara Sultana?
Hello, everybody. I'm Hajara Sultana, resident of Corona. I reside at 2792 Thacker Drive, Corona, California, about a mile from the mosque. The portion that I wanted to talk to you was what days we use our facilities and when, on what, basically I wanted to introduce to you all, I'm sorry, the times the mosque is basically utilized by the Muslims in the Corona, but which Joanne has beautifully brought to the attention, the days that we use it and what purpose we have used it. So I do not have much to add to whatever has already been added, but I do want to thank you all. I feel really blessed to be a part of Corona. I'm here. I have heard her concerns, everybody's concerns, and I do have a concern. I have children. We're all here for a good living, and we want to have a safe atmosphere. And saying that, sometimes we all come across issues at every major big facilities, schools, colleges, prayer places. And if you see that these places are offering so much services to the community for the betterment of the community, trying to keep the kids and the community engaged in good activities, away from anything that can go wrong. If it is caused as a little inconvenience, I think it is worth taking that inconvenience as long as we work towards getting it better. There's no perfect answer to make it better. We can only try. That's all I have to add at this time, and I really appreciate to be part of the Corona community. And yes, people do have concerns. I have just gone for a brief glance to look at the citizens of Corona. Some of them have real genuine concerns about the traffic and the jaywalking, which I understand. I voice it with them. But at the same time, some of them have really baseless fear, which I guess transparency would really help them to alleviate those fears. And knowing that we are no special, we are all getting the same treatment like anybody else, which makes me really happy that nobody's getting singled out here. Everybody's getting a fair chance of making their lives and their activities better. So I'm really proud to be a resident of Corona.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Athar Said? Pass, okay. Virginia?
I'm a little short. My name is Virginia Caridi. I live here in the city of Corona, and I've been here for 33 years. I hadn't planned on speaking, so my notes are like all over the place. But the problem that I see with the parking is the formula for growth. Mr. Haley, you said you attend St. Matthew's. St. Edward's was, I think the community is like over 100 years old. okay? And I'm not speaking on behalf of St. Edward's, I'm simply speaking as a parishioner of St. Edward's. I believe it's over 100 years old, and the present building they have right now might be their third one, okay? The community has grown up around us, but the problem that I see with some churches perhaps is their formula for growth. When our services get full, we extend services. We have 2 services on Saturday that I'm aware of, one in English, one in Spanish. I think we have 7 services on Sunday, 4 in English and 3 in Spanish. What I've noticed is that if you're going by pew size, in some cultures, on the English masses, we can get 8 people to a pew, and in the Spanish masses, we can get like 10 or more. I don't know if we just like sitting closer together. Also, they're standing out on the steps of the church. We know we can't stand in the aisles because it obstructs, you know, you need a fire lane or something there in the aisle. But we can sit more people on a Spanish mass, has been my experience. Again, we build churches as the necessity grows. I believe right now we have 5 churches in Corona because we kept growing. St. Matthew's got built because that's where the new residents were going. St. Mary Magdalene over on Cajalco got built. Corpus Christi used to be a medical building on Magnolia and McKinley. And I believe Crossroads, the original Crossroads on Main Street, the church bought that. It is a Vietnamese Catholic community, I believe, okay? So our formula for growth is when you get too many people going, you have to build another church. And I don't see how this is going to get fixed if just one building keeps, just the building keeps growing. I am pleased that your congregation is growing. That truly is, success. But I don't see how it's going to get any better in this city or in any other city where a mosque is built if they are attracting their congregation from surrounding cities. It's just going to keep continuing to happen. What else do I have here? I think that's about it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like I said, the church was built in the early 1950s, and the city grew up around it. It's maxed out for street parking because we have an apartment building next to us who has maxed out their parking spaces and are using our parking spaces. It's a mess, but you know what? We all have to live here, and we have to be good neighbors. And so thank you for letting me speak. And peace be with you all, okay? And also with you.
Thank you.